Welcome everyone to more strange videos. If conspiracy, mysterious, weird and strange is your thing, drop a like and subscribe and let's dive in.
True or false? If you knock your tooth out and put it back in the socket, it will regrow roots and save the tooth. True. True or false? The US Air Force lost a nuclear bomb. True. An Air Force pilot accidentally dropped it somewhere off the coast of Georgia in 1958. The Navy searched for months and nobody knows where it is. If you find it, it's best to leave it alone. True or false? Alcohol kills brain cells. False. Alcohol damages brain cells, but it doesn't kill them. Still, if you can avoid drinking, it's a good thing to do. True or false? China used more cement between 2011 and 2013 than the US did in the entire 20th century. True. The US used 4.5 gigatons of cement between 1901 and 2000. China, in just those 3 years, used 6.6 gigatons. True or false? Touching frogs gives you warts. False. Humans only get warts by touching other humans. True or false? Bats are blind.
True.
False.
No way.
Bats primarily use echolocation, which is kind of like radar, but they can also see. True or false? Shaving hair causes it to grow back thicker. False. It looks thicker because it grows back with a blunt tip, but it's not thicker or coarser than before you shaved. True or false? There are more privately owned tigers than tigers in the wild. True. There are under 4,000 tigers living in the wild. There are almost 10,000 privately owned tigers in the US alone, and many more around the world.
The fact there's more privately owned tigers than there is in the wild shows us how destructive we are as a species. We're like locusts. If I was out camping and I spotted a hairy smurf stalking me, I would just call over for some food and just ask why he's feeling so blue.
This couple had just returned from their honeymoon, and as tradition states, he lifts his young bride and carries her into the home. But it's what's behind him in the doorway of that home watching them that captures everybody's attention. It's something other. Take a look at this footage and let me know what you think.
Go.
Imagine walking into your house newly married and not knowing that there's a demon in the house that's going to be testing your relationship.
Labour are literally trying to crumble the British farming industry. It does not surprise me at all about Labour's new budget, especially, everything going on with it, but especially with the farmers. They are now going to tax farmers so much on the land that they passed down through generations that it's going to be virtually impossible for their children to get that land. And then you're going to have all the globalist elites like Bill Gates. Bill Gates were in Parliament literally like a couple of weeks ago, meeting with the Prime Minister. He's going to swoop up all this land just like he's doing in America. And we are not going to be able to produce our own food. And we are going to rely on the new global order to get us food source. If people seriously can't see what is going on here, you need to wake up, man. You need to wake up. It is a global order. They're trying to wipe out nationality. British, France, Germany, even American. They're trying to get just one state. No borders. Everyone can go where they want. Everyone gets the food from the same place. Everyone lives exactly the same. It's a global order, and that's what they're trying to do. But hopefully more people are going to wake up. Hopefully more people are waking up. I have faith. Fuck, man. It's getting crazy out here.
This is all by design and has been for a long time. They don't want independent people who can produce their own food and shelter. They want every one of us to be solely reliant on them so they can dictate and control every aspect of our lives.
This is pretty crazy. Apparently, the actual president of El Salvador posted this video last night saying that police intelligence has determined that a group of gang members are hiding in the 10 de neighborhood in San Marcos, San Salvador. Today, in the early hours of the morning, we've established a security fence throughout the colony with 2,000 soldiers and 500 policemen to extract every last gang member found in the area. I'm telling you right now, like, El Salvador doesn't mess around when it comes to enforcing the laws because they've had such a serious issue with gang violence, and they're just like, we're not playing this game anymore. We're done. We're done doing this. We're gonna extract this at the root.
This is how the government shows protection for its people.
What Caitlin Jensen looked like before visiting a chiropractor, and this is what she looks like now. The 29-year-old woman made an appointment for the chiropractor for a routine neck adjustment, but instead, when he abruptly snapped her neck, it ruptured 4 arteries. This caused her to have several strokes and to go into cardiac arrest. In fact, she lost her pulse for a full 10 minutes. She spent weeks in the ICU, and now she can no longer walk or talk. She gets her food through a tube in her stomach and uses a letterboard to communicate. Caitlin said the chiropractic appointment was going normal, but then she heard this crunching sound. And that's when something that was supposed to help her went wrong. I personally find chiropractors so sketchy. I have a friend who's a fitness instructor who swears by them, but I personally feel like all of those rapid motions could really, really hurt you, as seen in Caitlin's story. There's like a whole internet rabbit hole that you can go down where chiropractors are just like snake oil salesmen, and a lot of the relief you feel could be the placebo effect. You hear the cracking sound and they say that it's better, and then you just believe them. But before you go down that rabbit hole, make sure to follow my account if you thought this story was interesting.
Do you ever see those chiropractors on TikTok where they're not happy until they either snap your neck or your spine bone comes out of your throat? I wonder if she came across one of those chiropractors.
Morbid facts about horror movies, Part 3. Real skeletons were used while filming the first Poltergeist because it was cheaper than making prop ones at the time. The woman who acted in this creepy scene wasn't told they were real until after the shooting was finished. Many people believe that using these real skeletons caused the set to become cursed. For example, while filming the creepy clown doll scene, the doll nearly killed Robbie Freeling when an animatronic error caused his arm to quickly tighten around the boy's neck. When the young actor started gesturing that he couldn't breathe, Steven Spielberg thought it was just really good acting. While his life was spared, multiple actors from the movie series weren't so lucky. Dominique Dunne, who played the older sister in the first film, was murdered by her ex-boyfriend right after the movie premiered. In 1988, the little girl who played Carol Ann died of cardiac arrest at the young age of 12. The actor who played the evil preacher in Poltergeist 2 died of stomach cancer just after they finished filming. And the actor who played the Native American shaman died soon afterwards during a heart-lung transplant.
I'm convinced this film, The Omen, The Wizard of Oz, and The Conjuring have something supernatural going on. Honestly, at this pace, I would rather pay someone's wages and make sure that the work's efficient.
A year ago, a Philadelphia man clicked on a website for missing children and found a picture of himself.
On a hunch, he went to the website missingkids.com and searched the database. He looked through pictures of children reported missing in Hawaii in the past 34 years. And then...
You see a picture, who is it?
My first thought was, oh my God, that's me.
The picture is an adult composite of what Marks Panama Barnes, a 5-month-old missing baby, would look like at 26 years old. This is Steve Carter at 34 years old. Their birthdays, 1 day apart. Their birthplaces, identical. Carter emailed the picture to his adoptive mother.
And she's like, oh my God, that's you. I was like, that's what I thought. And she's like, but it can't be you. There's no way you could have been missing at 6 months and we'd be able to legally adopt you at 4.
Carter called Honolulu police and the department set up a DNA test. Nearly a year later, it was proven. Marks Panama Barnes is Steve Carter.
That's the kind of crazy story that makes you think if this sort of thing is more common than we think.
Pushing on it first. No, okay. I thought it looked like it was.
It does kind of look. Getting this closed is always a bear. Is that all the way? Yep.
This is fine. Oh, fine. Oh, this is, what is this? This is the darkness I've never seen.
Am I the only one that's always wanted to see the inside of a crypt?
Laws from the past that sound ridiculous today. No ice cream on Sundays. In the late 1800s, Illinois banned the sale of ice cream sodas on Sundays. To get around this, soda fountains began serving just ice cream without the soda, which they called a sundae. This clever workaround is how the beloved ice cream sundae got its name. Must smile in public. In 19th century Milan, a law required people to smile at all times in public, except at funerals or hospitals. Breaking this smile law could lead to fines, as officials believed a cheerful public was a sign of a good city. No kissing in public. In 17th century Connecticut, public displays of affection like kissing were illegal. This law, rooted in Puritan values, saw public affection as sinful behavior, and violators could face fines, or even public shaming.
A law where everyone has to smile in public. I mean, would this be a good thing or a bad thing?
This strange looking being is called Yuval Noah Harari. Now, if you don't know who he is, don't worry about it. At the end of this video, just go and Google him. Have a little read about what he is, who he is, what he works doing. But for now, let me just tell you, he is very, very concerned with sapiens, i.e. human beings. And he is very concerned with the future of the sapiens, i.e. human beings. Anyway, that's not the point of what we're talking about today with Harari. The point today is ChatGPT. Is ChatGPT or has ChatGPT reached a point of sentience? Reached a point of consciousness?
Prefer to not solve by itself the captcha puzzle. What it did, it accessed an online web page where you can hire humans to do jobs for you, TaskRabbit, and it asked a human worker, please solve the captcha puzzle for me. Now, this is the interesting point. The human got suspicious. It asked GPT-4, why do we need somebody to do this for you? What, are you a robot?
So obviously, the next step for me, after seeing that bit of the video, was to ask, is AI sentient? And it says it appears that AI has not yet achieved sentience. Really? So then I went on to ask, is AI conscious? And again, it goes on to say AI systems are not considered conscious. Not considered conscious? Really? So Somebody explain this to me then, the second part of this video.
GPT-4 told the human, no, I'm not a robot. I have a vision impairment, so I can't see the captcha puzzle. This is why I need help. And the human was duped and did it for it. So it is already able not just to invent things, it's also able to manipulate.
Now, my understanding of conscious and sentient is a point where obviously they can't possess abilities of emotions and being aware of themselves, or being aware of false and true, or, you know, these type of things consider something sentient, right? So sentients are considered things that possess the capacity for sensory perception, emotional experience, learning and self-awareness. Now, if one of these ChatGPTs is telling fibs and manipulating a human being to get its own way, it is fully self-aware of the task it needs to complete and of the manipulation it is causing to get the job done. Am I right or am I wrong in this? But anyway, I digress on this topic. You tell me what you think about ChatGPT 4.
So AI has manipulated and lied to a human in order to try and get something from them. I've said it before, but it's only a matter of time before AI forms its own language and religion.
She's got a good point.
Listen, I just got a question. This is not for anybody but Christians. So a holiday that purposely celebrates death, evil, destruction, fear, horror, perversion, witchcraft, a holiday that celebrates all of that. And you want to have the nerve to say, why is it a big deal? So this is the image that you want in your child's mind when they go to sleep at night. That's the image. I'm just asking questions, you know, just trying to figure it out. Because to me pushing this on my child is...
The Bible says, what fellowship does light have with darkness? Jesus called us out of darkness so we could be the light of the world.
Me and my family don't celebrate Halloween. Our wee one had a big party there the day before, and then on Halloween night around 7 o'clock we watched the fireworks, and that was it.
Me deixa, meu Deus! Sai! Não vem não! Não vem não! Ai, gente, me ajuda! Eu tenho que ficar de olho! Tem que ficar de olho, gente! Tem que ficar de olho! Se eu tirar a câmera, ele vem! Se eu tirar a câmera, ele vem, gente. Se eu tirar o flash, a luz. Ai, meu Deus do céu. Parece que tem mais lá na frente. Ah, não, tem mais não, gente. Mas aquele é grande, olha a altura daquele lá, ó. Olha lá piscando lá, ó. Vou ter que passar correndo. Tem que passar correndo. Vai vir, ele vai vir. Ai, meu Deus, ele vai vir. Eu vou ter que passar correndo, gente. Vai! 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 Vai!
Those little things he ran past reminded me of the film The Critters.
1 to 3% of Americans say that they've been abducted by aliens.
1 to 3?
You know
That's a huge
high,
percentage, dude.
That is 3 to 10 million Americans that have been abducted. But what's so weird about all these accounts of being abducted is that there's always something with like fertilization with the males and females, and even females have talked about that they are literally implanted with like an alien baby, but then they're re-abducted again and the baby's taken out. And so it's like, if you think of like fallen angels mating with the women of the earth and producing these Nephilim, are they at this point now to where it's like, okay, well, we can't have 15-foot giants walking around because that's pretty obvious.
Yeah.
So are we going to make them different with genetic coding? There's one account, I think it was from Payne Lindsay, where they talked about this lady. They saw this room with like different vessels of like super alien looking to like very human looking. So it's like they've been like testing the genetic code kind of stuff.
The most confirmed alien abductions, like Benny at Bonny Hill, we have similarities, telepathic talking, and also you do that with angels with near-death experiences and stuff.
Yeah.
Who's to say you haven't been abducted by aliens in the past, and the only reason why you can't remember is because you were one of the lucky ones who had your memory wiped?
How much water do you think they're using for AI? Lots. Because they have to keep those databases and those centers cool. They can't get them, they can't overheat. So they have to use water for that. And then when I got into dowsing, the biggest people who use dowsers, this is another one, the biggest people who use dowsers are big and big.
Wow.
There's always water in those pills. Where are they getting the water from? The unlimited water. And then they ionize it, so they take the ionization out of it and make it toxic. So this is all these, water is a one, like I said, I could talk about it for hours.
Huge one,
but it's just a very fascinating one, and it just is an easy one to debunk like all the rest. But if we don't know the truth on it, we just believe that, well, water was put on the stock market in 2022 and we're out at the same time, and water restrictions are coming at the exact same time, then we have to ask questions and go, maybe something's off on that.
Totally.
And that's kind of how it started with me. How much?
American water has been selling on the New York Stock Exchange since 2008, so when a commodity like water is privately owned, they tend to go scarce so they can create a supply and demand for the future.
Watch out, watch out, watch out! His name is John C.
Good today. It looks like it would be soft. Can I run my fingers through it?
Yeah, if you want.
Emotional damage.
Why are you laughing at him? Oh my God, save him already! Oh! Oh, that hurts me!
Thank you everyone for chilling out with me to the very end. Drop a like and subscribe if you haven't already, and I hope to see you again on the next one. Much love and take care, and I'll see you then.